Today is opening day of the 2025 MLB season, and the Mets roster has been officially set with some few changes. Plus, we have an update on a starting pitcher that is going to be starting the season on the IL, plus a couple of more cuts made to the roster before the season starts, one that will surprise you. What is going on, everybody? Welcome on in to this new edition of Mets Digest with your host, Michael DeAngelo. As you see on the screen, as you can tell, I am super stoked to have baseball back. I'm sure you guys are too if you're watching this video. And if you are watching this video, I gotta ask that you guys please hit that subscribe button down below. We are at 3.93k subscribers. As soon as I hit 4,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway on my Twitter for you guys. I'm going to drop my Twitter as soon as we hit 4,000. I want to give away some cool Mets stuff to you guys, memorabilia and all that good stuff. So make sure you guys subscribe down below. Tell your friends, tell your family that this is their one-stop shop for everything New York Mets baseball. Anything roster news, trade updates, trade rumors, injuries, reactions, discussion content, all of that. This right here for you in one spot. Now, let's get started. Happy opening day, anyone. You can see in the base bar, 0-0, everyone. Fresh slate. So let's get going. Now, this is the Mets roster currently for opening day. Of course, changes are probably going to be made after the first series when guys come back from injury and stuff. Some things you will notice right off the bat, obviously Jeff McNeil not on the opening day roster. He is starting the season on the IL. No Alexander Canario. We are about to we'll get into what's going on with him in a little bit, as well as Paul Blackburn. We will give the update on what's going on with him and why he's not on the opening day roster, as well as Luis Angel Acuna, who is on the opening day roster. Congrats to him. That he has made the opening day roster. He's a top 5 prospect in our system, and it has been announced that him and Brett Beatty will be platooning, at second base until Jeff McNeil returns. So, since the Mets are facing a left-handed pitcher on the mound today, Framber Valdez of the Houston Astros, that means Luis Angel Acuna will be an opening day starter at second base for your New York Mets. So you can see there he's batting 8th. But I mean, man, look at just take a second and look at this lineup. I know it's missing Francisco Alvarez, and that's really sucks to see because just to see what this looks like on opening day with Lindor leading off, Juan Soto batting second, Pete Alonso batting third, Vientos batting cleanup, Nimmo, Marte, Acuna, Taylor, Torrens. Think about if Alvarez was in that mix, batting maybe below Nimmo or Marte. I mean, there's just no weakness in this lineup whatsoever. I can't believe, like that LeBron meme, I can't believe this is my life. It's so crazy to see that this is what we are working with right now. I'm going to go back to the roster real quick. We see in the pitching staff that AJ Minter did end up making it, so he is healthy, ready to go for this season. And we see Max Kranick, I'm sorry, I'll work on the pronunciation later, has made the opening day roster. Now, if you remember, that should be Dedanel Nunez's spot on the roster, and he was obviously coming back and rehabbing from some injury during spring training. We saw him appear in a couple of games during spring, but it seems like he's not ready to go quite yet. So I'm assuming that he is going to be starting the year in AAA with the Syracuse Mets. And along with that, we see Danny Young too as the second lefty in that bullpen. I think he more than deserves it. He was able to come into some late innings and provide some pretty decent outs. From the left side of excuse me, I don't know why my camera just did that. Danny Young was able to provide some pretty important outs late in some innings last year, and he more than deserves to a spot on the opening day roster. And I'm sure that if the bullpen were to be struggling throughout the season, that I'm sure a left-handed reliever will be on the Mets' radar at the trade deadline. And besides from that, looking at this roster, you see 6 outfielders as well. I talked about in my last video with Alexander Canario that it would be tough for him to make this roster due to the fact that he can't really play any infield positions and that he is strictly an outfielder, and that we have 6 on the roster already. So obviously it's a tough luck for him. I'm about to get into what the Mets just did with him. Looking at the catchers, Kodai Senga has made the roster as the backup catcher for right now until Francisco Alvarez comes out. So I already know the complaints are coming out about him, but I mean, hey, good story for him. He used to work at Whole Foods back when he was in the minor leagues, I mean, during the offseason. So to see that, and now he's up in the opening day roster, I mean, that's a great story for him. But hey, this is your opening day roster. Changes are going to be made right away as soon as the season's in full swing and guys get healthy again, like McNeil and Alvarez. Now, getting into some more Trinket roster updates. Like I said before I would get into this, the Mets have designated Alexander Canario and Jose Azocar for assignment. Both were out of minor league options and did not make this team. So due to the way that their contracts were constructed, Jose Azocar and Alexander Canario weren't able to, be optioned down to the minor leagues. They ran out of, their contract ran out of options to be doing that, to be, getting sent down to AAA. So we just had no choice but to waive them, which really sucks to see because Alexander Canario was having a great spring training. And it really seemed like that if there were guys injured on this roster, like maybe say Tyrone Taylor or Starling Marte ended up getting shipped off some way, that he would have easily made this roster. And so that really sucks to see. I mean, we didn't trade too much for him. We just gave the Cubs money in exchange for him. Jose Azocar was a free agent signing. So, no too big penalties that we're looking at this point in time. Now, a much more important player to get into update-wise. Like I said before, we didn't see Paul Blackburn on that Mets opening day roster. Now, it was announced by Anthony DiComo earlier that he would possibly be moved to the bullpen to, basically help that out, maybe with some long relief. That when the rotation was announced that, guys like Griffin Canning made it, David Peterson, Tyler McGill made it, and everyone was like, where's Paul Blackburn? And it said that he most likely would be headed to the bullpen. Well, that might not be true because it has now been announced he will be heading to the IL with right knee inflammation. Now, is this a real injury or not? I have no idea. I would like to say that the Mets are trying to sneak a little something by, maybe just saying that he's going to be out for a little bit, that while they figure out what the pitching staff and the roster is going to be looking like for the most part of the season. But right now it says that he's hurt, which, I mean, we haven't seen him appear in too many games in spring training anyway, so it could be believable that he's just a little banged up right now and his body's just not really ready to go for the season. But, I mean, with the way that this pitching staff is looking right now, as I try to pull it up again, I mean, look, guys are going to get hurt. Some of these guys are not going to pan out to the expectations that we have for them right now. We are expecting a lot out of Tyler McGill this season, that this is pretty much his final opportunity to prove that he could be a starter this year. Ryan Stanek as well, who had a great, playoff run with the Mets, and we're expecting some big things out of him. Max Kranick as well could easily just be sent down after a couple innings. Like, obviously, Dedanel Nunez is most likely to take his spot in that bullpen, but also Paul Blackburn as well. Guys are going to get hurt. Griffin Canning has a big history of getting injured. Jose Buto has had his fair share of injuries as well. So possibilities are endless with this staff, and I hope Paul Blackburn doesn't get too frustrated with this Mets organization, because I would love to have him on this team. He's a former All-Star back in 2022, and we traded a good haul to get him on this team from the Oakland Athletics. So I would love to see what Paul Blackburn can really do with a fresh start on a fresh team in a big market. And I'm hoping that he can get back out there, because they were planning on doing a 6-man rotation at first. It was announced that was, David Stearns did confirm that was what they were looking at for the most part of the beginning of the season. And then once the rotation was announced, it was announced only 5 starters. So I'm hoping that Paul Blackburn can come back and they can somehow make this into a 6-man rotation, especially with the fact that they're still kind of helping Kodai Senga get back to 100% health. Edwin Diaz doesn't seem like he's too in shape just yet. His fastball is really only topping out around 93 to 95 miles an hour, so he's still really working on that arm to get back into full-fledged form, trying to get that velo back up, but it is what it is, and this is what we are working with right now for opening day. I'm going to flash up this Mets lineup one more time before I get on my way. Clay Holmes, your opening day starter as well. And Tyler McGill will be starting the next day. So that is all I have for you guys here today on Mets Digest. Make sure you guys subscribe down below because I want to do this giveaway as like an opening day type of thing. So make sure you guys subscribe down below so I can do a giveaway for you guys and we can hit 4K. And I will see you guys in the next video. Happy opening day and welcome back, baseball.